Lord Krishna shows the universal form within his mouth. Vasudev, Vasudev requested Gargmuni, the family priest of the Yadu dynasty, to go and visit Nand Maharaj. Upon seeing the arrival of his guest, Nand Maharaj got up with great pleasure and welcomed him with folded hands. Although Nand Maharaj was seeing Gargmuni, he could appreciate that the rishi was not an ordinary person and thus normally could not be perceived by material eyes. After Garg Muni was comfortably seated, Nand Maharaj said in a gentle voice, "Dear sir, because you are a great devotee, you are full in yourself. Still, it is my duty to serve you. Kindly order me what can I do for you." Persons like you move from one place to another not for their own interest, but for the sake of the poor-hearted householders. O best of Brahmanas, you have mastered the knowledge of astrology, whereby one can understand what a person has done in his previous life and how it affects his present life. Because you have kindly come to my house, please execute the reformatory ceremonies for my two sons and calculate their horoscopes. Garg Muni replied, "My dear Nand Maharaj, I am the priest of the Yadu dynasty, and so if I perform the purificatory process for your sons, Kansa will surely consider them to be the sons of Devaki. Kansa is a great diplomat and a very sinful man. He already heard from the Yogmaya that the child who would kill him was already born somewhere else, although previously it was predicted that Devaki's eighth son would do so. He has understood your great friendship with Vasudev, and now if he hears that I have performed the purificatory ceremonies, he will certainly consider all these points. Suspecting that Krishna is the son of Vasudev and Devaki, Kansa will surely try to kill him." Nand Maharaj said, "If you think that your performing the ritual of giving second birth will make Kansa suspicious, then do so secretly here in my cowshed, without telling anyone, not even my relatives." Being already desirous of doing so, Garg Muni readily agreed to Nand Maharaj's proposal. While performing the name-giving ceremony, Garg Muni said, "This son of Rohini will give great happiness to his relatives and friends, and thus he will be known as Ram. Because of manifesting extraordinary bodily strength, he will also be called Bal. Because he unites two families, Vasudev's and yours, he will be known as Sankarshan." Although Garg Muni disclosed the secret of Krishna's birth, he did not inform Nand and Balram. He did not inform Nanda that Balram had been transferred from Devaki's womb of Rohini's womb to Rohini's womb. Garg Muni continued, "Your son Krishna appears as an incarnation in every millennium. In the past he assumed different colors, white, red and yellow, and now he has appeared in a blackish color. Because your son appeared as the son of Vasudev, he is sometimes called Vasudev. To increase the transcendental bliss of the residents of Gokul, this child will always act for your welfare, and thus you shall surpass all difficulties. You should know that those who are devoted to Krishna can never be defeated by demons, such as Kansa's associates. Nanda, your child, is as good as Narayan in terms of his qualities, opulence, name, fame, and influence. Therefore, you should raise him very carefully and with caution." Garg Muni then took permission to leave and departed, and having heard from him, Nand Maharaj felt himself to be very fortunate indeed. After a short while, Krishna and Balram began to crawl, and in this way they enjoyed their childhood play while crawling in the mud created by cow dung and urine. They appeared like crawling serpents, sometimes hearing the ankle bells of others, which were very pleasing to them. They would follow such persons, thinking them to be their mothers. Then when Krishna and Balram saw that these were other people, they became afraid and hurried home to Yashoda and Rohini. Decorated with mud mixed with cow dung and cow's urine, The babies looked very beautiful, and upon seeing them, Yashoda and Rohini would pick them up with great affection and embrace them, and then allow them to suck their breast. While sucking their mother's breast, the babies would smile, and thus their small teeth became visible. Sometimes baby Krishna and Balram would catch the ends of the calf's tail so that the frightened calves would drag them here and there. When the neighborhood ladies saw these pastimes, they would stop their household chores and laugh while enjoying the play. Indeed, as the calves dragged them, Krishna and Balram acted as if they were afraid, and so they would hold on to the tails tightly, not letting go. The ladies would thus have to go and rescue them, and this was a part of the fun. Besides this transcendental pleasure, there was also transcendental anxiety because the boys were so restless. While performing their household duties, Yashoda and Rohini would be always anxious that they would not be able to protect Krishna and Balram from the threat of horned cows, fire, animals with claws such as monkeys, cats and dogs, as well as bushes with sharp thorns. After a short time, Krishna and Balram began to stand up and walk a little by catching hold of something. Soon thereafter, when they could walk nicely, Krishna and Balram began to play with other children as well. All of the cowherd women in the neighborhood took great pleasure in watching Krishna's restless activities. Just to release these pastimes, just to relish these pastimes again and again, they would approach Mother Yashoda and speak as follows. Our dear friend, your son, sometimes comes to our houses before the milking of the cows and he releases the calves. When the master of the house become when the master of the house becomes angry, your child merely smiles. Sometimes he steals yogurt, butter and milk which he then eats and drinks. When there are monkeys around, he gives them a share, and when the monkeys are so full that they won't take any more, he breaks the pots. Sometimes, when your child finds no opportunity to steal something, he becomes angry and pinches the small babies. After the babies start crying, he leaves. When the milk and yogurt are hung from the ceiling, Krishna and Balram put the grinding stone underneath along with the pieces of wood. By climbing up so that these pots are within reach, they make holes in them so that the butter and yogurt leak out. Even if we hide the milk and yogurt in a dark room, their jewels provide enough light for them to steal the pots. When Krishna is caught, the master of the house pretends to be angry and say, "Oh, you are a thief." Krishna then replies, "I am not a thief, you are a thief." Sometimes being angry, Krishna passes stool or urine in a clean place. Now look, this expert thief is sitting here before you, just like a good boy. When Mother Yashoda would look at her son's eyes, he appeared to be very afraid, and so he would hesitate to chastise him. The gopis would also simply look at Krishna's beautiful face, and by doing so, they enjoyed transcendental bliss. Seeing them like this, Mother Yashoda would smile at the fun and would forget about pushing her son. Sometimes, when Krishna and Balram were caught stealing butter, they would deny it, saying, "Do you think that there is any scarcity in our house?" When the monkeys would become full and refuse to eat any more, Krishna and Balram would say, "This butter and yogurt are completely useless." After describing Krishna's naughty behavior, the gopis would urge Yashoda to take away his jewels. When Yashoda would agree to do so, however, the gopis explained that even without his jewels, Krishna possessed such a great effulgence that he would be able to see in the dark. Mother Yashoda would then advise the gopis to keep their things more carefully. One day, while Krishna was playing with Balram and his other playmates, the sons of the Gopas, they all went and complained to Mother Yashoda. "Mother," they said, "Krishna has eaten dirt." Mother Yashoda was always in anxiety, thinking of Krishna's welfare. Going quickly, she picked him up while trying to look in his mouth, saying, "Dear Krishna, why are you so restless that you have eaten dirt in a solitary place? All of your playmates have complained against you, including your elder brother Balram." Lord Sri Krishna replied, "My dear mother, I have not eaten dirt. My friends are all lying. They have plotted together just so you will punish me, and my elder brother Balram has joined them. If you think that I am lying, then look in my mouth and see." Mother Yashoda accepted the challenge and ordered, "If you have not eaten dirt, then open your mouth wide." Krishna opened his mouth, and without disturbing his mother's natural maternal affection, he displayed his opulence. Within Krishna's mouth, Mother Yashoda saw all moving and non-moving entities, outer space and all directions, including the mountains, oceans, and islands on the surface of the earth. She saw the planetary systems and the process of creation. She saw the senses, mind, and the modes of material nature. She saw the time allotted for the living entities as well as their natural instincts and the reaction of karmas. Indeed, Mother Yashoda saw herself in Vrindavan taking Krishna upon her lap, and while seeing all this, she became confused about the nature of her son. Mother Yashoda wondered, "Is this a dream or is it an illusion created by the external energy? Has this vision been created out of my own mind, or is this all due to some mystic power of my child?" Actually, Mother Yashoda reasoned as follows. First, she thought that she might be dreaming, but then she rejected the idea because her eyes were open and she was not sleeping. Next, she thought that it could be an illusion created by Dev Maya. This she rejected also, considering herself an insignificant person of no concern to the demigods. As for being mentally deranged, she felt quite fit and healthy. Thus, she concluded that her son had mystic power as predicted by Garg Muni. Mother Yashoda continued thinking, "Let me surrender unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, for He is the cause of all causes. It is by the influence of the Supreme Lord's Maya that I wrongly think Nand Maharaj is my husband, that Krishna is my son, and that because I am Nand Maharaj's queen, all of the cows and calves are my possessions, and all of the cowherd men and their wives are my subjects. Actually, I am the eternal servant of the Supreme Lord, and He is my ultimate shelter. It is a fact that when one is confronted by overwhelming difficulties, the only solution is to take shelter of the Supreme Lord, like Mother Yashoda." By the grace of Lord, Mother Yashoda understood the complete philosophy of life. The next moment, however, by the influence of the internal potency Yogmaya, she once again became absorbed in maternal affection of her son. After hearing about Mother Yashoda's great fortune, Maharaj Parikshit asked Shukdev Goswami what past auspicious activities she and her husband had performed so that she could achieve such a perfection in ecstatic love. Vasudeva and Devaki were such great devotees that Krishna appeared as their son, and yet Nanda and Yashoda enjoyed Krishna's childhood pastimes, and thus their position was certainly superior. Shukdev Goswami then said, "Drona, the best of the Vasus, along with his wife Dhara, once said to Lord Brahma, 'Please allow us to be born on the earth. After our appearance, let the Supreme Lord appear as our son. In this way, the Lord can propagate devotional service, the ultimate goal of life, so that those who are born in material world may be very easily delivered from the miserable condition." Lord Balram replied, "Yes, let it be so." And thereafter Drona appeared in Vrindavan as Nand Maharaj and Dhara appeared as Yashoda. Krishna and Balram also appeared there just to substantiate Brahma's benediction. Actually, Maharaj Parikshit knew that Nanda and Yashoda were the eternal father and mother of Krishna and not ordinary human beings. Still, he inquired about Nanda and Yashoda because he wanted to know whether a sadhana siddha devotee, a conditioned soul who follows the principles of devotional service to achieve perfection, can attain the position of Krishna's mother and father. Drona and Dhara were the eternal father and mother of Lord Krishna. When they were asked by Lord Brahma to produce progeny, they requested that the Supreme Lord could become their son. It is not possible for a sadhana siddha devotee to become the father or mother of Krishna, for Krishna's parents are already designated. But by following the principles exhibited by Nanda and Yashoda, ordinary living beings can attain the same kind of affection for the Lord that Nanda and Yashoda exhibited.